Hello, ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is Con Orc coming to you with another episode of Company of Heroes 2. This particular one right here is a 2v2 that was sent to me by MewQ. I am going to guess he is the Soviets in this particular map right about now, in the yellow trunks. This is the video submitter, so thanks so much MewQ for actually sending this up to me. I appreciate it. His particular ally on this map, the blue trunked forces of the USF with Boba Fett. So already I'm kind of feeling a little bit of I'm feeling some love over here for these guys. Over in the west, one side playing Wehr. This is Master Asia rocking out in the purple trunks, and up here in the north, his companion, another lad from the far east. Look at this, Cantonese playing OKW. Master Asia has already decided to go for fortified armor doctrine, which is kind of uncommon. You don't really tend to see this, mostly because that hold down doesn't really do a whole lot. Usually, I mean, you don't stay in one position and fight. But hey, we'll get back to that, shall we? The map itself is Vaux farmlands, or Vaux farmlands. Like it says Vaux. I'm guessing it's one of those French things. They definitely look French to me. So while everyone is starting to get their initial moves out on the map, you do see that Master Asia is definitely charging out early on with a very, very typical MG42 and a Grenadier squad to support the early Pios. His ally is bringing along this particular fray Fortifications Doctrine, Elite Armor Doctrine, and Breakthrough Doctrine. Boba Fett for himself, we have noticed that Boba Fett is bringing along Heavy Cavalry Company. That's going to be his decision, so wait to see those Pershings later on in the game. Rear echelons being seen off the map rather swiftly by these Pioneers, and these Grenadiers are going to come around behind them as well. And what does MewQ got? MewQ is bringing along Partisan Tactics. You can recognize that kind of slovenly peasant walking around right there. Guard Motor Coordination Tactics and Mechanized Support Tactics. So the ISU 152, as well as, what is that, the howitzer in that one? I can never remember. No, the IL-2 Precision Bombing Strike. That's what it is. Things opening up rather slowly. I mean, everyone's moving out, definitely engaging each other, but not doing necessarily a ton of long-term damage. We are going to see this Kubelwagen is going to try to slide in behind these rifleman squads, and should be able to do so rather effectively. But with these Volksgrens getting walloped, the Kubelwagen decides that discretion is the better part of valor and decides to really start capping out territories instead. And he does manage to get away, that last lone individual. Now, I must mention right now, guys, this may not be a competitive level play. This is much more kind of a casual game, but I bought this game too because I was told there is plenty of death on this map. So we'll find that out together. I haven't viewed this before, you haven't viewed this before, so we'll see how this goes, right? And down here in the south, we are going to see an MG42 getting set up in the stone house over here. Their own little Pioneer squad kind of sliding forward. My guess is to pick up VP? No, he's not going for the VP. Instead, he looks like he may be even going for... Oh, duh, he's not going for the VP. He owns the VP. He's looking to maybe place down a mine or two, something more aggressive like that. I don't know. We'll figure that out in a minute, I suppose. Grens are going to take the middle for the Axis, and old cue ball up here is just kind of hustling around the map a little bit with some penal battalion troops. Not the most common thing you see. Like, Special Rifle Command is not the first decision most people make. They tend to go for the support weapon compania. But on a 2v2 map, maybe what we're going to see is that one side's going to go much more heavy into the indirect fire. It kind of tends to be kind of a very standard move in the first place. A big engagement happening over here, though. These penal troops and conscripts getting aggressed by just tons and tons of German infantry. Good gosh, there's a lot of them here. Now, it'll be interesting to see, will there be a satchel charge thrown out or something like that? I don't know. Probably not. Those things don't tend to be the most efficient use of munitions, but I'd kind of like to see that right now. No. No, instead it's a smoke barrage coming in for Boba Fett, trying to make things a little bit more agreeable for his ally. And managed to do so. Stram Pio is getting forced away rather succinctly. Rifleman coming in from the south as well. Not doing enough to really overly concern the Germans. It's still more than enough. The numbers just going to force them back like crazy. But enough to inconvenience them, if nothing else. How expensive is that, though? 50 munitions, really not too bad. We see a tech up at all from anybody. Has Boba Fett decided to tech up? No, not just yet. He has called in an ambo very, very early on. Kind of an uncommon decision right there as well. The Wehrmacht also are putting in an early medic bunker, have the infantry company, and the SWS has been called in for Cantonese. So definitely looking to rock a little bit up into the next tier. The question is, what tier? Or what tier? Homophones are fun. I will admit, just before I started casting this game, I was reading a post from my brother, got sent to me, about Nuclear Gandhi from Civilization games, and definitely made me laugh. If I remember, I'm going to have to put it in a description of it into the video for this, but at the same time, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Nuclear Gandhi, in Civilization, Gandhi's supposed to be, peace-loving, non-violent kind of individual, but the coding error in the Civilization series of games generally had Gandhi rush for nukes and then use them kind of willy-nilly. So it was like the absolute antithesis of Gandhi as an individual, and he would just be the most, I don't know, the biggest like cyber jerk of them all. Like Bismarck, the German Bismarck would not be that as much of a jerk as Gandhi is in-game. And definitely kind of funny. We already see a captain coming out over here from Boba Fett. As Germans are really taking a good portion of this map, it's actually not very good for the Allies so far. We already see a ton of flames though coming out for Q. Two of his penal troops have already gotten flamers. And those Rock 3s are definitely going to even the odds quite easily, I imagine. Oddly enough, they're not firing anymore. There we go. And this big blob of German infantry is going to start dropping models in health like crazy. And it looks instead that we're going to see guard mortar coordination tactics coming out for Q. Not 100% of a surprise. Oh no, they come back in for another burst of flame. Here it comes, boys. Into the house. Yep, there they go. And a lot of the German troops are forced into a very, very ignoble retreat. Empire is barely alive. Master Asia hanging around trying to do some cover fire while he's under fire, literally. And Q's like, you know what? I'm not done with you yet. I'm not done with you yet. Stick around, little guy. Stick around. And we see flaming torches happening, unfortunately, right about now from Master Asia. He does back away slowly, but he drops a squad of first blood to the Soviets, as a Panzer II is going to hit the field pretty darn soon. 438 to 500. We are going to see the Axis is up for a fair chunk of time here, but it does seem the U.S. and the Soviets are slowly taking control of the map again. Q definitely throwing out, not some salt, but it's kind of hopefully some nice little competitive banter. We'll see if that actually is the case or not. And it's attack of the light vehicles, the 222 and the Panzer II out on the map. So we got ourselves 2 to the 4th power on the map right about now. The 2-centimeter light autocannon is going to destroy currently existing Soviet troops. And just look how fast that thing is on the roads. Don't really, appreciate that until you see it fly forwards. And guards being called in though for Q. So while the Panzer II is on the map, Q's definitely got the opportunity and the means to be crushing. Master Asia, did he call in a second 222? Yes, he did. 222s galore from Master Asia, raising us up now to 2 to the 7th power here. Captain bravely hanging on over here. He doesn't have a whole lot of anything really to be throwing at the 222, but somehow manages to continue piercing its armored skin with this Thompson fire and Garand fire.
They got wiped out.
And we did notice that right about now, I think, what, the rifleman go down perhaps? I wasn't really paying attention, but yes, Boba Fett does drop some of his own troops. And there's a big push from these Germans in the middle part of the map. Q has to have lost something. No, he didn't. He still hasn't lost anything from that. That's a shock right there. And the Germans are doing what I think you really should be doing when you're playing multiple people on the same map. Your vehicles, your early vehicles are, in my opinion, much superior to early Allied material. And as such, once you get those guys out on the map, you have these roving death squads, the armor supported by infantry pretty much no matter where you go. And David doing the dirt, doing a lot of damage right there. 120 mil running away, the guy with that hand truck, just like, yo, bro, we gotta get out of here, man. I'm booking it back to home base. But now there's a Stuart on the field. This might be turning around things for the Allies. That Stuart is just heavy enough. Just heavy enough. That the What's the term I'm looking for here? Good gosh, how can I not think of this? That the 222s are going to get brutalized if they hang around. Yes, the Allies are still down. Almost 80 tickets or so. In fact, exactly 80 tickets. Not anymore. A little more than 80 tickets. But things could be coming up Millhouse pretty soon. It kind of depends on how... Oh, never mind. Puma's coming in. Said Stewart was in good shape. Not going to be in such good shape anymore. That thing is... decidedly outgunned by the Puma. And the Sturmoffizier, oddly enough, Cantonese goes for breakthrough doctrine. Again, I don't like the Sturmoffizier. I'll take a quick look at the abilities again. Retarget them, so focus fire is a lot more effective now. And force retreat. So we're going to see that propaganda basically coming out at the same time here too. Master Asia, I guess, losing a little bit of material right about now, but with... Pull up his... Yeah... No, not quite losing a whole lot just yet. Okay. Stewart, in the meantime, though, coming around, he's going to take a Panzerfaust and then a couple of Shreks to the face. Might see him go down over here, but if he picks up this Panzer II, that could be worth it, shouldn't it? I don't know. But Su-76 on the field as well. Yeah, this Puma's dead. Puma's going to... Yep, Puma brews up. And although the Stewart is down, that Panzer II is forced into retreat as well, and Cantonese, which had been a very, very effective fighting force, is definitely buying it. We're just seeing this massive scrum in the middle part of the field here. Yikes, this big, big German push happening. And I kind of, you know, I'm getting the feeling, too, that German infantry early on isn't particularly wonderful, but it starts to function sort of like Panzergrenz did for the Panzer Elite in Co. 1, where the more of them that there are, the better that they are. It's like they're not particularly great accuracy, but they're good enough accuracy that it's worth using them. And now these Jaegers have pushed into flame range and, shockingly, have not been forced away. No, sir. Now, Pino Battalion over here, they take a little bit of attention, but not too bad. They managed to duck out just before the grenade does go off. But they're running through this gauntlet of fire that is so thick, you probably could walk on top of it and not get your feet wet if you're crossing the river. Captain moving up sees that, he's like, oh my gosh, guys, we got two 222s right here. And some shocking reason the Su-76 barrages preemptively, instead of really just targeting that massive, massive blob of German troopage. Let's see, have they teched up just yet again? No. Yes, okay, so Support Armored Corps is going to be coming up from Master Asia. He's teched up to tier Battle Phase 2. And for some reason these guards jumped out of this house right as all these Germans are going to start running by. But okay, that's fine. But yes. We do notice down here to the south, these Rangers and these Riflemen with a couple of weapon upgrades are sliding forwards. That was picked up before. It was a, BARs on top of the Riflemen. So yes, a Rifleman squad did go down a little bit, unfortunately. Rifle grenade does go out onto that 222. It gets heavily damaged. The question is, will they be able to take it out in time? No, Master Asia pops that smoke. And the material that I was very, very derisive of, didn't think it was really worth anything, might actually be enough to see it saved. I just want to see it. Is it going to go down? Is it going to go down? Is it going to go down? No, in fact, it might make it away. Oh, nope, never mind. There it goes. Yep, it is. Bought it. 222 down. Another 222 heavily wounded, does back away. But the Panzer II makes it forward in just enough time to see that small American push thrown back in disarray. Su-76 in the north has found the Kubelwagen. For some reason starts backing away from it. I mean, dude, it's a Jeep. Under their own right, we are going to see that Q is going to take a fair amount of firepower from this Panzer II, and his guards fall back. What? Cowardice. Don't fall back. Not one step back, my friends. Luckily, these penal troops over here in the north aren't doing a whole lot of retreating, just kind of hanging out, just flaming anything that comes close to them. Su-76 as well starts to loft shots from the north. Unfortunately for them, it doesn't do quite as much as he was hoping. Instead, we're going to see the Panzer II slide up, and a Panzer IV has been caught in the field already. Wow, for Master Asia, not Panzer IV. Yeah, Panzer IV. And for some reason, it looks funky to me. So with that Panzer IV coming out, it is time, I would say, really, for the Soviets to really get a lot more heavy armor on the field here. Americans, for that matter, as well, but Soviets definitely. The Germans, in the meantime, are rushing forward, trying to pick on that and pick off the Su-76. Not going to be able to do so. And at least the VP drain for the Allies has been stopped. The Germans themselves kind of hanging out, doing what they need to do. And it's sliding up to the north over here. Panzer II is kind of come over here, kind of trying to protect that Sturmoffizier. Remember, when that officer dies, the entire squad backs away in fear. It's like, oh my gosh, we have absolutely nobody looking out for us anymore. Garrison taking out, which is going to make things a little bit easier for the Germans to really push through the center part of the map, as at least of right now. Without the access to heavier armor, anyway, the strong point is not going to go very well. Su-76 in the meantime is going to start throwing rounds at the P4. Not assault grenades. Rifle grenades might seem off its land, and yes, that is what happens. P4 backs away, and the 57 mil is pushed forward. So slowly but surely, we might be seeing a very, very effective task force coming out over here for the Allies. Do you see that Panzer II has been taken out? Is it going to get recruit, though, is the question, or is it just going to get destroyed? I kind of feel like it should get recruited. It'd be kind of fun, actually, to have a Panzer II going over for the Allies. Instead, what we're going to see happening is that we're going to see it get picked off instead. And Cantonese, with the loss of his armored vehicles and all of his troops really in disarray, he's forced back, giving more than enough opportunity for the Allies to seize part of the map again. Both Master Asia and Cantonese floating bajillions of manpower. Guys, you have support armored corps, which means you can call in more P4s, or call in a bunch of Ostvens. You know what? Call in 2 Ostvens, or 1 Ostven at least, because you can't really support 2. If I can see the Schwerpanzer headquarters coming out over here for Cantonese, definitely worth it right there. And it does seem that the 222 from Master Asia just got picked off. No, it didn't. What the? Oh no, Kubelwagen. Never mind. My bad. Kubelwagen got picked up. Shockingly enough, Boba Fett has not decided to go for any other tech upgrades just yet. Mechanized armor Compania. So Q is all the way teched up. He doesn't have enough really just yet to really be calling a ton of T-34-85s. But I imagine the second that he does so, it will be a very, very vicious fight. I'm actually kind of happy to see that Code 2 doesn't have the same thing that happens with a lot of other RTSs. Like, you watch like Dawn of War multiplayers that are any larger than 1v1. It's like 2 players going 1v1 against each other, as opposed to it being a 2v2. Like let me rephrase. It's 2 1v1s that happen to be played on the same map. And occasionally a little bit of an intersection back and forth, but it's not always the case. It's nice to see that you see it a lot more often in Code 2 as opposed to a lot more of these other ones. So it's always a good thing for me to see. I always appreciate that. For some reason, Q leaves his Peanut Battalion troops over here on the center part of the map, laying down some mines in the meantime, trying maybe to lure forward some of the Axis infantry. A maximum note in this building could be enough to see these guys get pinned. Certainly enough to get them carved up. Pretty good. And we got 2 squads now pinned to the middle part of the map. If we see these Rangers push forward at all, we could see a lot of dead Germans, but we don't. Instead, the Rangers are getting forced back away. It's just a ton of fire again coming in at them. Luckily, that Panzerschreck does not come in to take out that mine. So we see the combat engineers are right nearby. These guys are going to go right on top of it. Yep, there they go. 4 kills, and that combat engineer squad looks like a god. But every single time, though, you think that the Germans are out of it, we just see more and more Allied infantry just come storming across the field. Max make it out in time? Yes, it did. Max make it out before the rest of that attention came in. Yep, more P4s are now been called in by Master Asia. And without all the AT necessary to see him, you know, effectively off the field, Boba Fett is just kind of hanging out over here. Again, bro, are you just waiting for the Pershing? Is that what's going on here? Okay, good. We actually have a major out in the field finally. Good, 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 good. SU-76 bravely storms forward, trying to stave off all of this Axis infantry. And with the help of the 57mm, might be able to do so. We see the P4s backing away. Though we do not see these mortars backing away. So if it might be that time. Book it, my friends, book it. I be retreating, headed for the high hills right about now. Instead, my friends, we see a Germans with a BAR. So riflemen along the way decide to kind of gift something over to the enemy, just to make it a little more interesting, you know. Yeah, and both sides take a quick break, you know, taking a rest for a latte or maybe a beer or two. Taking a big collective sigh, and luckily enough for me, allowed me to get a quick sip of a beverage to slake my thirst. .279 to .458, we see a very, very big defense in depth happening over here for the Soviets. Peanut Battalion's back up 2 machine guns, being backed up by a mortar, just slinging rounds like crazy. But we have a Jagdpanzer on the field. That'll be interesting. And these are both the same Panzer IVs that still existed. Okay, so these guys are still up and healthy. Not by much necessarily, but they're still up and healthy. It kind of feels like a Mad Max car wreck down here. He ran into a tree, and he never returned. So both sides is kind of looking at each other kind of funny. But like, hey, you know, you're not supposed to be here. And the T-34 kind of says, little pig, may I come in? And, yeah, he's got his cannon up in that house. Rams the living bejesus out of it. One more round would be enough to take out that squad. Does not get it off, though. Instead, we see all of this armor redeployed to the south to start picking on them. That defense in depth that I was talking about, yeah, I got shattered in about 3 seconds. There it goes. Instead now, SU-76 lining up for any kind of volleys. No, not just yet. Not just yet. Smoke barrage coming out. Question is where? Oh, there we go. Up to the north. So, looking to minimize, I guess, perhaps a lot of these German attention on that area. Breakthrough tactics. Oh, he's decapping a lot quicker. So, breakthrough tactics. The ability of OKW to just quickly decap a point in about 5 seconds flat. Another T-34-85 coming out? No, still not the opportunity just yet. I would think they're pretty cheap though. Should we come? Yeah. No, the 85. That's why. 130. Yeah. Oh well. So 85 is not, another 85 is not quite in the cars just yet. This Sturmoffizier on the north though, holding on in the face of a lot of danger here. Predictive incendiary grenade coming out from these Volksgrens, and they can do a lot of health damage. And shockingly, don't take a lot of damage on retreat. Very, very shocking. SU-76, the brave SU-76, does go down in the face of these two P4s. Kind of difficult for what's the word I'm looking for here? I don't know the word I'm looking for. Difficult for a single tank destroyer to hold on against that kind of firepower. Command tank does come out for Master Asia, so the P4s are going to be much, much more deadly. You see right there, they have that big, big buff. So, oh no, marked vehicle comes out. Oops, that's what I meant to say. That was dumb. Command tank, for some reason, is charging forwards. That short barrel, what's that, not short, I can't remember what kind of short barrel that is. That's really unfortunate for me. But that short barrel cannon is not going to be very effective. I think a 3-4 centimeter cannon? I don't remember what it is at this point. I'm sure Daniels will know what it is. Elephant Tank Destroyer has been unlocked, though, for Master Asia, and when that thing comes out, yeah, it's going to be kind of brutal. The American troops and the Soviets, for that matter, too, won't know what hit them. What we are seeing, which are finally seeing some vehicles coming out for Boba Fett, and what is the first thing that comes out? Naturally, it's a Pershing. So, properly supported, this Pershing could turn the tide by itself, That said, that might be more difficult once you have this command radio net in play. You see it happening right about now. Instead of taking a ton of fire, it takes a little bit like rinky-dink, kind of like glancing hits more than anything else. Even rear armor hits on tanks just don't do squat to it. That's a little bit annoying. The T-34-85 might see itself picked up here. He has taken a fair amount of damage. He got some engine damage on him already. P-Grunt's sliding up with those Shreks, and everybody else and their mother is just getting close and closer and closer. And there goes the T-34-85, the UQ's only vehicle, getting picked up by this bum rush of everything. 272 to 410 right about now. We do see the Pershing is probably going to claim its first target. Reduced damage or not, you're not going to take that kind of abuse for a long time. No, my friend, what are you doing? It goes out of control and he buys it. Good gosh, what did he just get hit with? The Pershing goes down. Boba Fett and UQ kind of in very, very dire straits right about here. T-34-85, the second one comes in, he's going to right smack dab into these Panzergrens. Going to rush through them and trying to get by. Might be able to take out one of them on retreat? I don't know. Nope, never mind, not going to happen. So, armor death galore. 57 millimeters, not sure what to do here. Start setting up on the roadways and decide maybe that's not the best place to be. I mean, not a lot of cover out in the area. Kind of an issue. Jaegers in the meantime getting thrown back, pushed away, falling back. Fusiliers. I keep calling them Jaegers. My apologies, everybody. Fusiliers coming through. And it's another Axis push right at the center part of the middle. The center part of the middle. Running right into the grenade, not a whole lot happens. Instead, they just kind of laugh it off and just keep rushing forwards. What is there to stop them? There's not a whole lot. The Germans, it just seems, are just not really paying attention, not really focusing on the whole VP game. 157mm does get decrewed. The last surviving crew member bolting for the hills, and kind of humorously enough, the Major has picked himself up a BAR. Going for the whole stud muffin kind of thing. Oh, and volley fire actually happening. So, suppressing as much of this Axis infantry as possible. Unfortunately, although they have been able to really dominate portions of this map, the Allies have not seen the ability to take and hold a particular area. Though it must be noted that neither Master Asia nor Cantonese really seems to be too concerned about repairing until now. It's a very, very neat and orderly kind of motor pit hanging out, though. Now, has the last truck been called in? Actually, yeah, it has been. So Batagroup headquarters has been called in by Cantonese, so he's got the ability to call in that King Tiger eventually. Grenade goes out. Mortar does get picked up, and the conscripts looks like they're going to pick it up and pull back any second here. Not sure if that was really the greatest pickup to really make. I mean, taking out the opponent's squad is definitely good, but the pickup in return is not that stellar. 272 to 366. The sole Allied vehicle stands alone. Like the proverbial cheese. There is this kind of captured Pack 40 on the map. No, it's a captured Pack 40. So the Pack 40 that had been out for Master Asia gets captured in turn. But I'm really confused because right now we're just seeing like these massive, massive pushes, like blob infantry pushes that the second it hits any kind of opposing armor, it just is not good. Not good at all. But in the meantime, over here, we are going to see, here's one of those kind of attacks right about now. The Germans are pushing back forwards by themselves, and with the Sturmbannführer in the air to kind of buff up his troops. It's still not going to be a particularly great opportunity here. It seems like the Fusiliers are getting rocked and socked, and those BARs are definitely starting to prove their mettle. And I just heard, yep, there is the Stukosafus. And just barely puts it the wrong direction. Doesn't call it down, he calls it a little bit further to the west. And with that, the big push is over. Rear echelons to the south being forced back by Master Asia's MG that's basically been sitting there since the word go. And this huge armored fist in the middle part of the map for Master Asia. It's just kind of silently facing off against nobody. Now, what I do see here, though, too, is I see a perfect opportunity for these tanks to charge and blitz and take out. There's a wee little thing right there. Now, interesting thing. Reconnaissance overflight being used with assault artillery. With the assault artillery, the recon flight actually does count as visible material. But it doesn't get called in until too late, it seems. Does allow the German tanks to shift in without really taking any losses whatsoever. Yep, they take some of their own They do end up running over a mine, and one of their tanks does get hit by its own artillery barrage. But all in all, a rather successful push made by the Germans, and that push is actually starting to get laughed at as the T-34 85s appear on the flanks. One very vetted up Panzer IV gets picked off. Jagdpanzer shifts forward with that infantry support. Might be enough to see them off their land. No, it is not. Instead, we're going to see this other Panzer IV rush forwards. And a satchel charge that actually goes out, thrown out by the penal battalion troops. Command tank goes down, and I believe the Sturmoffizier got picked up, and Master Asia and Cantonese, their forces are shredded. Jagdpanzer does successfully make it away by kind of prowling around the outskirts of the fight. But a brutal amount of death has just occurred right over here in this tiny area, which gives the Allies a decisive advantage in army size. Now, where is that Stuka barrage coming in? And again, just barely not being called in the right direction, calling it, west-east as opposed to a little more effectively from north-south, perhaps. The last lone surviving Panzer IV limps back to base. His infantry, scared, hiding in their own headquarters sector. Now, it is worth noting that Cantonese has some very vetted up infantry, but that's about the only thing he's got. His Jagdpanzer is slow and steady, definitely be good there. Not so stellar though, and Master Asia might see that machine gun get picked off here. Backed away, one more round. Oh jeez, okay. Yep, there it goes. So, Master Asia formerly had an excellent huge army, and now he's going to start getting unit after unit getting picked up here. The way to fire as these guys rush back you have to see him get picked up. Yep, there we go. Question is, what did he drop? Did he drop an LMG or did he drop the BAR? No, it's an LMG. Pick it up, my friends. Pick it up. That's still good for you. Jagdpanzer moves forwards, not the best idea, and now the Panzer IV is shifting forwards as well. With both the 57 mils, the Pershing, and the T-34 still in the area, it does intelligently decide to back away. Panzer Grens in the meantime do get picked up, and I don't know what this is right here. DP light machine gun. Okay, so a lot of fallen equipment on this map. Definitely allowing for some easy buffs. And I guess I didn't notice it, but Boba Fett's ammo went down a long time ago. He's not decided to remake that. Cantonese calling in some Jaeger light infantry. Again, Panzer Fusiliers. That's what they are, Panzer Fusiliers. But that may not be that much of a big deal. They're good at very long range, but they're not really doing the kind of damage he's looking for here. But here comes another Stukas the Fuß barrage and calls down. He pulls a 7-10 split, ladies and gentlemen. He doesn't actually do it. He goes right down the middle. And this big barrage. Oh, okay. There we go. Oh, allowing those 57 mils to get away. Gotcha. Now, I am wondering, do the Penal troops actually have the DP light machine gun now, or no? It'd be kind of nice if they did. Recon packages have been made, of course, on the Panther Fusiliers. I mean, those things are pretty good from a distance. But what I'm seeing here is an opportunity for the Allies to really break the game wide open. I mean, they're up right now, but they can definitely break the game wide open in the face of so much death and destruction. Instead, we're going to see a highly vetted squad of Volksgrens charging forwards into a couple of tanks, the Pak-40, and a bunch of support weapons. In the south as well, we're going to see these rear echelons getting caught out. No, Captain actually getting caught out. Probably going to get picked up as well. Shockingly, he's... There we go. I was going to say, why is he not going down yet? Oh, yeah. Bizarrely enough, Master Asia has created a sniper. Along with a Panzerwerfer. So, looking to be lucky. So he's figuring it's better to be lucky than good, I guess, right now. But hey, his decision, right? Is this another T-34 coming out? No, I don't think so. No. He does not have the opportunity nor the weapon. Excuse me, the pop cap to support that. However, with the opportunity open over here, I think I'd like to see a Jackson coming out in the field. Or maybe even a Sherman. I'll take a Sherman right now, too. That P4 is not going to stand up to sustained punishment. And with the Pershing right there, the Pershing could really use a little bit of support to be 100% efficient. Guards and conscripts, I'm shifting forwards. I'm not sure they're trying to infiltrate these lines or what. They're going to start taking out this munitions point and draw the fire of a lot of angry Germans. There we go. Mortar rounds coming in, doing what they need to do. And Panzer Fusiliers, excuse me, the Panzerwerfer does manage to sling enough rounds to take out a garrison or two. Jagdpanzer shifts forward, does not... Oh, it finally has prioritized vehicles on, and with that, starts getting hammered by the Pershing. But that is a King Tiger, and that is the size of a cat you cannot ignore. And the Pershing is facing the wrong way, too. My friend, what are you doing? Oh, that's what he's doing. Okay. The Pershing doing what it does best, rushes in, fires like 2 rounds, and blows massive holes in the enemy lines. Sturmoffizier goes down. Panzer Fusiliers falling back in disarray. Will we see a dead Jagdpanzer here? I think that'd be a good opportunity. Yep, there it goes. Pershing slides forward. Not the best idea, though. He's going to take some firepower from this King Tiger. 57 mil gamely hangs in, but he's going to get decrewed as well. And if I were a rich man, deedle-deedle-deedle-dee, I'd be breaking down as much of this anti-tank equipment as possible. Blowing holes into these guns, anything possible. But Boba Fett right now does not seem to agree with me. He still hasn't repurchased his ammo, and he's floating 1,000 manpower. Q, I can understand his not really making a whole lot. I mean, the guy's got 98 army supply. He can't fit a whole lot more. Cantonese floating a fair amount of manpower, not 100% though, and I guess somehow that Stukos of Fus got an injured gunner out of that. Not sure what happened there. What are we looking at for kills for the Panzerwerfer? Only 2, and Stukos of Fus maybe 2? Oh, 5. How about that? So we've got a couple kills. The Allies, though, despite having taken grievous losses, have not pushed forwards, and we're finally going to see a Jackson coming out. And we're also going to finally see some of your echelons start to repair this Pershing.
Send your orders.
Which, despite only having 4 kills, almost has a full star of veterancy already. What I will say is I'm not very happy with the fact that the players in this particular replay so far have been so static on the map. And here comes that Stukos of Fus, and here comes bloody holes in the Soviet lines. Yep. So the combat engineer squad almost getting picked off by itself. The Maxim getting hammered. The captured Pak-40 getting hammered. And what remains? This is a perfect time to actually charge forward with that King Tiger, with the small bits of infantry that you have left. Especially with using stuff like the Panzer Fusilier, not the Panzer Fusiliers, the Panzerwerfer throwing its rounds the way that it is. The sound of those rounds going in from the guards is about what it feels like to be shooting at a King Tiger. Pink, pink. And I think the Allies have lost it by not being more aggressive here. The Germans are slowly building back up. Dual sniper and Pio is the only thing that Master H has got. But he's got some very, very strong vehicles. And surprisingly enough, a 3-star 222, which is not what you expect to see. Panzer IV, in the meantime, though, does kind of take his stupid pills and charges forward. So we're going to see... Oh, no. Going back and forth. Damaged engine. One more round. We'll see it killed. But not happening. Strange. Ah, that's why. King Tiger in the area. So damaged engines, but apparently not enough to take him out. Jackson shifts forward as well. Starts throwing rounds at that Stug. And with the Stug getting hits, Pershing comes in, picks off the P4. Gonna take a round or two from the King Tiger, and that's fine, because with the King Tiger on its own, you know, the King Tiger cannot handle everything by itself. Jackson gets hammered, though, a little bit, too, so maybe not the most immediate thing to take out everybody right this second. The Jagd Panzer's going to get called in, but more importantly, we're going to see these T-34-85s charging in to start taking out at least the Stug, maybe even the King Tiger as well. Marked target going down. We're going to see enough rounds going on it. I don't know. One more round. There we go. King Tiger gets picked off. Bruise up. And there goes a lot of the other supporting material as well. Jagd Panzer coming in will probably pick up both of these T-34s. There goes one. And shockingly enough, the what am I looking for over here? Still got the Fu survives, and the Jagd Panzer gets taken. Does the Jagd Panzer that took it out? No, actually the Jagd Panzer never took it out. Instead, it's the flak emplacement that destroyed one vehicle, and I don't know who destroyed the other one. I cannot say for sure. There we go. Vehicle kill out of the Panzer Fusiliers. They threw, I guess, an anti-tank grenade at them. But once again, the Axis have been kicked in the cojones, and they are surviving just because the Allies have not pushed it down too much on them. And that BAR Pio with a flamer on it as well gets picked off by the Peanut Battalion. 43 minutes in, 176 to 243. Soviet sniper team in the middle part of the map waiting to find the snipers. Kind of an interesting idea right there. Panzer fires off, throws down its rounds. Does a lot. It's been doing a lot more than I've expected. I think it's just because Q's been very, very static about things. And that's neither here nor there, I suppose. But, you know, I mean, it could be handled a little bit better. Just a little bit. Alright, though. One Jackson's on the field. We see another Jackson coming forward. So right now, guys, we got $40 coming on the field right now, if you know what I mean. Haha. And more Panzer Fusiliers coming in. Not sure I agree. Oh, what? Okay, so the Jackson starts firing the Soviet sniper team. The Soviet sniper team tries to play like, I wonder if I can see the enemy snipers from about 3 feet away. Naturally, one of them gets picked off. I think one fired back, and the other sniper picked him off with an incendiary round. And then got taken out in turn by the Pershing, which is just the way that things go these days. The Pershing is just a brutal weapon system. Where's this round going to go? To the north. Yikes. Really, really hurting the captured mortar team, but not doing enough to really see them off the field. So we will see if the Jackson kind of creep forward ever so slightly. I guess they don't bought it. No, he didn't. Never mind. It's right there. Cool. Trying to figure out why I couldn't see them. And another stroke coming in from Master Asia. What is Cantonese running these days? Is he building himself back up to another Tiger? I would say so. I think that'd be a good idea at this point. Volksgrens getting pelted by T-34-85s. And now if I were the Germans, actually if I were Q, if I were you, man, I'd be charging forward to take out as many of those trucks as I could. Try to limit my opponent's weapons system opportunities. And you know, hey, maybe I could even pick up, I could pick up, what's the one I'm looking for here? Good gosh, having a brain fart again. I could pick up a couple of flak emplacements too. Jackson, the T-34-85s, looking like gods over here though. A booby trap on the middle VP does see a tripwire flare go up and takes a couple more models. Question is, will any of these guys get picked off here? I don't know, but the Jagdpanzer comes in trying to protect its infantry, badly wounded. And Jackson does take a hit or two, but now we had a Pershing on the field and that in the area. And with that guy in the area, that I would back up if I were the Jagdpanzer. But no, the Jagdpanzer apparently wants to play. He is sliding forward much more aggressively than I would. And the T-34s are just kind of, okay, yep, here we're finally seeing it happen. They're going to start throwing rounds into the Schwerpanzer headquarters. No! Charge! No, it's not going to happen. Instead, we're going to see T-34s back away. Panzerwerfer barrages again to the middle part of the map. Not as much damage as I'm sure as he would hope to get. And although he wants to be aggressive, it seems instead that Q will back off. What will not be good, though, for Cantonese is it does seem that that one Jagdpanzer will... What? Here comes another throw. Yikes. And two T-34-85s go down with very little in the way of actual valuable trades of material here. And the Jackson goes down as well. Well, isn't that just lucky? When I say lucky, of course I mean sucky. 176 to 183. At least we'll have to recognize that the Allies have been able to regain control of this particular battle. Very early on, they were getting hammered. Damaged engine, assault grenade, AT grenade has gone out and out of control right now, so that thing is just done. It's just going to very slowly, ponderously go in little circles until it hits something that's a little bit more scary. And in this case, it turned out to be the road. Kind of bizarre there. And it seems, I was saying that the Pershing does not need any help, but no, that was the captured Pak-40 doing the work, taking out that Stug. And shockingly enough, these Guards Rifle Infantry are going to chase after these heavier weapon systems. Oh my gosh, this is kind of bizarre right now. Grenade coming down on top of the Grenadiers. It takes maybe a little bit of incidental self-wounding right there. With support of these conscripts from the north, I imagine these Grenadiers are going to be falling back fairly shortly. And yep, now conscripts are inside that squad as well. So, yeah. Not a good time to be wearing the Iron Cross. Another Panzerwerfer got made from Master Asia. Kind of a unique idea. Not sure why he did that necessarily, but hey, it's his decision, right? And that's my rule for a lot of things. I don't necessarily agree with some of these particular strategic decisions, but it's them. Speed this up a wee bit, and it's been going on for quite a bit of time here, guys. Slow it back down now. All right. Down here to the south, Guards are, of course, going to come up after these Grenadiers. Grenadiers are going to back away quickly. Plays that speed 2 a little bit here. And we're starting to see Master Asia's squads getting picked off. Not enough to really force a surrender necessarily. That very vetted up 2-2-2 though going down is kind of a problem. T-34-85 are rushing forwards, putting rounds into that Jagdpanzer. He's going to, of course, run into that 3-centimeter anti-aircraft gun. And now he's going to do something like show him his heels, which I don't agree with at all. So, that's unfortunate. Will we see a death of another T-34-85? No, instead it's breakthrough tactics being utilized. by Cantonese trying to take back some of these points as quickly as possible. But maybe the best option right about now. Recon flight gets taken out, and might see the death of another vehicle here. No, not recon flight. Maybe that was the marked for target vehicle. I'm not 100% sure. We will see the Jackson and its buddy the Pershing have run forwards to toss out a couple rounds, and they're going to back away again. So 9 kills for that Pershing. It's up to 2 stars of veterancy right about now. Now I want to see maybe what he's doing is sliding north to pick up this Jagdpanzer. I think that's a good idea. It's a very good idea. I also think shelling your opponent's base might be a good idea too. So really whatever the case is going to be, that's fine. And the Pershing is just laughing in the face of this kind of damage. It's not going to do a whole lot to him. And I would cancel that before you lose the resources. Never mind, it goes down. And with that going down, Cantonese has no way to really be competitive in the late game other than calling in another King Tiger. And he's just not been using the King Tiger effectively. A second Panzer? Oh geez. Okay, so you're starting to see a little bit of assault coming out here. I wouldn't say leaving is 100% necessary right now. In fact, I would say that there's definitely an opportunity for the Germans to win. Just they have to be using a lot better usage of resources than what they've got right now. Panzerfaust, anti-tank grenades coming out and damaging the engine on the Pershing, but not doing enough to see him off the field. And understandable when you think about it. 168 to 99. We see any kind of assault artillery. No, just more smoke barrages like crazy. Oh no. It's had the recon overflight. And that Jagdpanzer had been so very, very aggressive. Now falling back in the face of superior firepower. The Stug and Jagdpanzer both going to go out here. Yikes. That thing is brutal. Is it an HVAP kind of idea? No, it's not an HVAP. Doesn't even have it yet. Not even use that either, so whatever. I think at this point, this is just that last bit of an FU push coming out for the Germans. They're going to take back this lower point right here, and I'm not going to mean squat. Frustration Panzer of Wehr for barrage does go out, but not going to mean a whole lot. I get the feeling that T-30-45 is not looking to get out anytime soon. And Stuka's Fuß goes down, and there goes a very, very big part of what was remained of really being any kind of legitimate armor threat on the field. One Panzerwerfer goes down. Second one as well. And T-34 might be able to get away. It shows its heels to the surviving Stug. And will it get away? Shot blocker in the way. Rear armor hit. What is he doing? Out of control. Okay, so a recruit pack gun does take him out, but not a big deal at this point. T-34 is pushing back everything that remains as German. 15 army supply for Cantonese. Master Asia with 33. I think at this point it's pretty safe to call this one. Guys, as this game wraps up, I just want to say again, we're up to about 525 subscribers on the channel. Thank you guys so much for the support. I always say it, I say it before, and I'll say it again. I do this because you guys give me the love, and I can't show you anything else other than just to say how much I appreciate that. If there is a game you want me to check out, it kind of runs some LPs for that kind of idea, go for it. Let me know. If you have a game you want me to check out of yours, Total War Battle, something like that, email me at conolricgaming@gmail.com. But yes, as the last couple of tickets tick off here, just thanks so much, guys. That's all I can say. Run the rest of this up at 4 times speed. Probably check out of here in just a second. Yeah, as soon as this Stug dies, I imagine we'll see a tap out. Or not. Maybe we'll just see an actual bleed to death. Okay. Guys, that's going to be it for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. 55-40 game. And a 2v2. Just want to give you guys a little more of the field of death kind of thing happening here. So thanks for tuning in. I'll see you all next time. This is Conor signing off. Take it easy.